Hello again YouTube, Mad Dog here. Quick little video showing you all how to make a simple little stove using one of these, which is basically an air rifle pellet tin. So you're all familiar with that. And on the face of it is simply just that, just an empty air rifle pellet tin. Ideally you need a tin with a screw on lid for this, which I'll explain and show why later on. So let's just unscrew the lid, and inside of which I've got a few turns, a couple of rolls of old stove ceiling rope. You know, for like a wood burning stove, it goes around the door, so obviously it's heat resistant, flame proof, but it's really absorbent. So I've just coiled it up and stuffed it into that tin. As you can see, it's only like about an inch or so deep. So I think there's about 18 inches of rope that's gone into this. And then once I've stuffed that in there, coiled it up roughly, what I've done is I've poured some of this terp substitute. White spirits would work fine, about a 70% of that, and then the last 30% some of this rubbing alcohol. Mix them both together, poured it into that tin, let the rope soak all that good stuff up, and you're ready to go. It's as simple as that. That's a stove ready to go. What I'm going to do is demonstrate this working. I've got an old bean can here, which I've drilled 2 holes on the sides and simply attached a wire grab handle so it's not too hot to hold, you know, once the water or contents is boiled, heated up. I've also added a lid, dead makeshift, dead rough-assed, and basically that's a piece of steel off an old, I think this is like a Fray Bentos pie tin lid. So I've just cut that down to suit, marked around it with a marker pen, cut it out roughly, and on the back, if this will pick up, I've left a little tab which I've bent over, and I've drilled another hole in the back of the can, and through which I've just connected it all together with a little simple piece of wire, dead simple, so I can open it, throw the lid on, etc. So obviously that speeds up the boiling process by retaining the heat. So that's what I'm going to be heating up over this little stove. I've also got 3 pieces, in this case old welding rods, 3 pieces of wire. It can be any sort of structure, you know, tent pegs work brilliant, homemade, whatever you've got to hand, anything that's going to support in a tripod the cooking vessel over the top of said stove. So what I'm going to do is I'll give you a quick demo in here. I'll just let me move the fuel out of the way again, just to be on the safe side. Excuse me. Ferrocerium rod. You can obviously light it with a lighter, just the same. And 1 spark and away it goes. Hopefully, as you can see, burns right across the surface of that rope, the stove rope. Nice and hot, burns quite clean, you know, it's nice and clean. Straight away, masses of heat coming off this. So obviously we're going to suspend said cooking pot over the top of that to boil our water. So I'll set this up outside, give you a quick demo of it actually working. We'll boil some water up and see how we go. Before I cut to that bit of this video, just to let you know, the screw on lid, if you take that to extinguish it, just drop it on, cut the oxygen out of that combustion, kills the flame, job done. Let it all cool down so you don't burn yourself. Screw the lid back on. You're ready to go. It's good to go again. Store it, you know, nice and tight so that the fluid, if there is any fluid that's abundant, doesn't seep out of the threads. Pocket sized little stove, why not? So I'll cut to the next bit of the video, set it up outside, let's get some water on the boil. Yeah. Welcome back. Okay, I've set the 3 wire tripod setup up just here, just stuff them into the ground in a tripod setup, as you can see, hopefully. Dead simple. And then onto which I'm going to add the bean can. So let's put some water in this now. So I'm doing enough for you know, a brew, a decent brew, or to cook some rice or some pasta or something along them lines. Dead simple. So I'm going to throw the lid on, just to help retain the heat so it boils quicker. Now we'll unscrew the lid on the pellet tin stove, take the ferrocerium rod, hopefully strike this up, and there she goes again in one hit straight away. And just going to use a bit of a stick here just to poke the stove underneath the tripod. I've probably got it set a little bit too high actually. You know, it's quite away from the bottom. I really could do with reducing that right down. So, but we'll see how it goes. So what we're on now, 1 minute 26. So I'll cut back to the next bit of this video where we've got a rolling boil. Let you know how long it takes, even in this worst case situation where I've really got it set too high. I should have reduced the peg length, but it is effective, it does work, it's dead simple, easy to make, everyday carry stove. Yeah, why not? Stay tuned. Hello again. So just over 8 minutes now has passed. The stove's still burning away really strong, really good. So I can hear the water boiling, so let's take this off. Just going to lift it off with a stick. I've got another stick here just to flip the lid, hopefully. And whoops, it's probably not going to pick up very well on the video, but the water inside of which is actually boiling now. It's a rolling boil. So let me get this back on there just to give a better demonstration of that. You can hear it, hopefully. It is boiling. In fact, what I'll do is I'll bring the camera in. Okay, let's have a look. Once this will pick up, and this terrible lighting out here, it's obviously dark now, it's night time. So it's taken about 8 minutes, but we have got a real nice rolling boil there now. So let me excuse me, take that off the flame, and yep, we've got a rolling boil. So that's plenty good enough for sterilising water, you know, water purification, cooking most foods. I've not actually let this burn right out yet, but from a first pass I'm getting like 30-35 minutes of burn time out of one fill of the stove. So obviously, you know, my math is pretty poor, but you're going to get 3 or 4 water boils out of each one of these at least, you know, at least on worst case. So, and it's dead light to carry. So once you've extinguished the flames with the lid, re-stoked it with fresh fuel, you're good to go again. You know, that's going to see you through at least a weekend's camp, and it's cost nothing. You know, it's just an empty air rifle pellet tin, a bit of stove rope, a bit of rubbing alcohol, and a baked bean can basically, with a bit of a wire handle there, and yeah, you're good to go. Excellent, why not? So anyway, thank you all very much for watching. As always, take care out there. Hope you find some of this stuff useful. Mad Dog signing off. Yeah.